Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Torya.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy. So, we told an interesting story last night on the chatting show on imzoo.com.
Yep. You did most of the telling. It's your interesting story.
Yeah, well, what is it about?
I contribute unique sass to all good stories.
Well, start off, Miss Sassy, by explaining the context of the story.
The story started out, innocently enough, with a client from somewhere who had a website and needed help with it. And then, client decided, after a little bit of help, that he is the supreme pope of everything website and knows all of the things, except the things he doesn't.
Which is most things.
And it resulted in some fun and some frustration. Now that's where you take over. I summarized. You can
then, like, this is a person who I've known for a lot of years, okay? And this person has had many arguments with me about dumb things that are later proven that I was right, and he has never once apologized.
Not even once?
Never.
Wow.
Never. Like we had a discussion once about how he was spending like way too much time on his process. His workflow for his blog posts was way too complicated.
Okay.
Way too complicated. And I told him, you need to come up with like the Zoo Network. I'm sorry, but if I had to make up a separate, exactly different looking graphic for every single one of those shows,
you would hate
that's
it.
all I would be doing all the time.
Right.
So instead of doing a podcast where you put episode number 52, and you put up a picture out there, I just have one show graphic because the Zoo Network gives me the ability to put a subject, and then a description. So I'll put, boom, this is the subject. I want to do this.
That's wonderful.
And I can say like what I've done is I've created like acronyms, kind of like we did for our invoices. Mm-hmm. And it's like Dodgers discussion, DD. So I do DD 02 dash Matt Kemp comes back to being a Dodger. Okay? So it's like shorthand for the show, but you can tell what show it is because there's an image right there that says Dodgers discussion, da-da-da-da-da. Okay? So you have the name, so you know what DD stands for right there. Just a numbering convention. But yet, it lets me tell them something that you can't really do with, say, a regular podcast, because you want to talk about who's the guest on your show and all that fun stuff. So
I get it.
But this guy, his process was so long and drawn out, and I told him there's ways to make this faster. Oh, but I need to put out high quality stuff. But now this is a guy that several times a year runs a $1 a month special.
Right.
On his site. And that's lifetime.
Wow. So most of his members probably joined for $1.
Well, and think about how dumb that is. Let's say you joined when it was $7.95. And you noticed that there's a promotion going on for $1, something I told him he should hide from existing members, which would be easy to do with a membership plugin that he's using.
Uh-huh.
Because here's what I would do if I was a member and I could see that ad, something a member shouldn't see. I would unsubscribe from his site and then come back tomorrow and subscribe again for $1 because it's lifetime.
Why would you ever do that?
It's a different story if you were going to give them first 6 months at $1. You know why?
Or first year at $1.
They're taking, but the customer's taking a risk that right now the price is $5 a month. That's cheap. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this trial that he's running at $1. And then I'll be able to afford the $5. Yeah, but guess what? By the time you get down there, he's going to have so many people. He's going to know people are running out of subscription time. And
right.
He can tell them it's not 5 anymore. It's 15. More than likely, they're going to take it. But let's say...
Because they've already seen the value.
But let's say only 10% take it.
Yeah.
Okay, just 10% take it. He's going to have more money coming in at triple the price. That's like equivalent to 30% taking it.
Right.
At the $5 price. So that's just 10%. What if he gets 20%?
Right.
And then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But when you make it lifetime and you show it, I mean, I can understand having a promotion where you run it for $1 a month lifetime. As long as you don't unsubscribe. Because if you unsubscribe, price goes back up to the regular price. So as long as you maintain it. And you could even write the rules. If you wanted to get somebody who was abusing it, you could write the rules so that if a credit card got declined for any reason, bank draft got declined for any reason, your membership terminated and we're going to restart you the next time your thing charges at $28 a month. And you could screw people over. You could. But you wouldn't make money in the long term because people don't like people who screw them over, even if it's legal.
Right.
I mean, that's why I used to get annoyed because when internet, like digital marketing, now they call it, before they used to call it internet marketing, people were like, everything was like, I am secrets and I am this and I am that. Kind of self-centered when you think about it.
Right.
And they had all these programs that were coming out. And it would be like, a guy would be like, oh, you know, this is a great book. This guy wrote this ebook and he's giving it away for half off. And he's giving you a trial membership to his mastermind workshop, a 2-week trial membership. Mm-hmm. And some of them were smarter than that. They do like a 8-day trial membership or a 11-day trial membership. You know why?
Why?
Because most people are not disciplined enough to go to a calendar and say, either by hand or by computer or phone, unsubscribe to trial of X.
Right.
So they try to do it in their head. Well, it's easy to do a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or a month, or 5 days, 10 days, 15 days. Even counting by sevens works, right?
Right.
But if you make it 11, they can't calculate that so well in their head. And they're like, wait a minute. Is Thursday the 11th day? Or is it Wednesday? It's Thursday. Turns out it's Wednesday. Now they go to their PayPal and what the hell? $57 was taken from my bank account. Yeah, there you go. That's what those people used to do. They give you a crazy number and this huge monthly price. And then, nope, sorry. The terms and conditions, you know, the thing you check the box saying that you read. Well, right here they say that if you go beyond the trial without canceling, you're automatically charged for the first month and it is non-refundable. You can cancel, but the first month's non-refundable.
What I like are the things back in the, like, earlier in the 2000s, that you would do the 2-week free trial and then it would charge you. and then you couldn't figure out how to cancel it. Like, it was not exactly easy to cancel, and you couldn't reach their customer service ever. You would try for an entire freaking month to cancel this bullshit, and then they charge you again!
Well, okay. Yes, I've seen it where the scam, as I call it,
had to cancel a credit card because
was
of
what
that.
they would do. What they would do is during the sign-up process, they would tell you, print this page. Because we're going to give you the way to cancel, and it's not written anywhere else on our website. So, print this page. And they quite literally warn you that this is your only chance to print this, so you better. And like literally, they'd have a print button disabled on the browser, and they'd have their special print button because the JavaScript back then could control both things. Now they're smarter than that, and they let the users part of the things be controlled by the user and not someone like me who just decides, hey, I think I'm going to type in Pornhub.com for you today. As soon as I see your wife likes to come down here and use it for Pinterest. As soon as I see her type PINT, I'm going to switch it to Pornhub.com, and she's going to think you went there. Now you still want to cancel? See, that's the kind of attitude that they had back then. And he used to follow a lot of them. And there's a couple, I was like, look, how do you know that works? Well, because he said so, and have you seen the house that he lives in? He drives an airplane. He has his own pilot license, and he drives an airplane. He does not drive a car. Someone drives for him. But when he goes out of town, he doesn't fly on United Airlines. He gets in his own little private jet and he goes. How do you think he got all that money? He got all that money by doing the things that he said.
No, he got all that money.
Well, have you thought about the fact that he charges $1,795 to tell you the advice on how to do the internet marketing that supposedly works, and that tens of thousands of you have fallen for it, and so that's how he can afford the house, the plane, and the driver? Did you ever think of that? And he's just selling you sugar in a bag for as if it's cocaine? I mean, that's basically what they're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, we've now tangented.
Well, hold on, though, because
rest from the story.
But hold on, I'll get back to that, but there's a reason why. But like this one dude, Brunson, he's the only one that came out of that era that was all about the customer. I remember a thing for like $1.95, get my print book. And, along with it comes a free trial to some shit that he was selling back then. And I think it was like a 4-day trial. Again, weird numbers that you're not used to figuring out, right? And I forgot until the 5th day when I got an email from my bank saying, this went through the bank today. Just warning you that this went through. And it was like $79. Well, like you talk about, it's hard sometimes to find how to cancel. I was able to cancel. And when I talked to them, they said, well, first of all, it looks like you didn't even get to try the trial at all. So how about we give you 2 weeks? And if you like it, you'll be given the option at the end to subscribe. But if you don't like it or forget to come back or don't use it, well, it's done. It's over with. So in other words, instead of an opt-out, we'll give you an opt-in. Oh, we'll give you back your month. You can have your month back that you paid for. Because it wasn't your fault. We understand. You didn't even use it.
So they didn't even scam you a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Quite the opposite. They were like, we even see you did. No wonder you don't want to pay for this. It was their attitude. You didn't get to see it in action. You got to believe in your product, right? If you're going to sell it well. But here's the thing. They have proof that it works because there's people all over the place making bank building these funnels. And it's not like funnels is something that he invented. He invented the software to easily create the funnels that other people were paying developers thousands and thousands of dollars to develop.
Right.
So my point is, he listens a lot to scammers. Okay. And that's important to note because before all this happened, there's something that I think was the impetus to this. Now that I've thought about it a little bit, we haven't even talked about it, so it's going to be interesting to get your take on this, okay? I think that the discussion I had back with him way in early December, remember, I was trying to decide on reporting software for my SEO client. Remember that?
Yes.
And so he and I somehow got talking about this local video marketing and, do this and do that. And I asked him something about it and he said, oh, well, one of the things we're going to offer is SEO for people. And I said, oh, really? So you've learned how to do SEO? Well, no, my wife, she's learned how to do it with the links that you sent her. Oh, great. And when she thinks she knows exactly how to do it, well, wouldn't your first target be your own website?
One would think.
Okay, well, no, that wasn't the first target. It was just this assumption that, oh, I read the book, I read the article, I did this, I did that. Now I know the answer. And that couldn't be further from the truth. So I said, well, have you guys found a software that allows you to show the client what the rankings are for their keywords? And he goes, oh, I won't need that. What do you mean you won't need it? Well, all I'll do is show them the search terms in Google. We'll just sit there and I'll type it in front of them. And I said, really? And he goes, well, yeah, because it's not that hard to find somebody who's like number 7. I go, well, yeah, you're right. But what if they're number 1007? How are you going to show them that?
Right.
And even if you can show them that, now they move from 1007, they come up 100 spots in like 3 days, which is huge. You still got to go to 997. And remember, there's only 10 on a page. That's a lot of pages.
Page 97.
Yeah, that's a lot of pages. It's a lot of pages to be paging through. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yep, there
Actually,
you are.
Page 99.
There you are. Oh, there you see? What if you lost track of how many you counted each time? It's just cuckoo. So anyway, he gets pissy and he leaves.
Right.
I was like, that's weird. So he comes back and he's like, you were so rude to me. Why do you have to badmouth my idea? And I said, what? What idea of yours did I badmouth? And he goes, you don't think that we can do SEO. I said, that's not what I said to you. What I said to you was a client is going to ask you for reporting because they're going to want proof that they're moving from one place to the other. And you said you don't need it. And I then responded, I've never met an SEO client who did not insist upon a report. And that's what made you all pissy. I thought I had gotten him to understand that I was trying to find out for myself, had he done any research yet? Because while I wouldn't have completely trusted his, this is my number 1, this is my number 2, and this is my number 3.
Point.
I would trust him to know the features and the price range that we would be in well enough to weed out any that just were crap.
Okay.
And so I was going to kind of use that in my own research and compare the two and then pick the reporting tool that I was going to use.
Right.
Well, as luck would have it, I found one on my own. He had no clue and wasn't intending on it, but that was about 6 weeks ago.
Right.
Well, when it came to me, like you mentioned, there was an agreement. Well, when he came to me and asked me, how hard is it to change the theme? And I explained to him the process. Someone flips the theme on, someone else goes through and checks to make sure that the content is displaying correctly within the new theme. Because sometimes the structural code will screw with the internal code.
Right.
Because it was written not as cleanly as it should be. Well, without boring you guys about that crap, he says, okay, I'll take care of the, looking through stuff. That sounds like my pay grade. His joke all the time. And your pay grade will be to flip the switch on the theme. Yeah, that's right. That's what we're going to do. Okay, well, we'll look at themes over the weekend and then we'll get back to you. So I gave him the link to the themes. Gets back to me on Monday. I remember this now. It wasn't Tuesday. It was Monday. And he says, we've decided we'd prefer you to pick the theme. We'll tell you what we're looking for, and then you pick the theme. And I was like, well, I don't want to just pick the theme. I'm going to give you 3 to 5 suggestions, and then you pick from those. So what I'll do for you is I'll narrow it down, and you must pick one of those. You're not allowed to go outside. You got to pick one of those. And they agreed.
Okay.
So he comes back to me and he says, well, I give him the next day, I gave him 5. And I even gave him some sample sites that are using the themes to see what the different ones look like. And he comes back and he goes, we've decided that none of these themes does what we want it to do. So we've developed our own idea. And I was like, well, explain to me what you mean by your own idea. Because in the back of my mind, I'm saying custom theme ain't happening. I don't have the time for it. But I don't want to insult him with that. Because in a way, that is an insult because you're thinking that he's going to take so much advantage of you that he would ask you to do a custom theme when he knows you're really busy. Okay? So that's sort of rude. Like if someone said that to me, I'd be like, that was never my intention. Why would you assume that I would do that? Kind of applies to this story, by the way. The whole thing, even the way he should have handled this. So, long and short of it is, we have this agreement. Then he says, all right, let's talk on Friday before we start working on this. Because I told him I wouldn't be available until Friday. I said, okay, let's start on Friday. We'll have a conversation on the phone. When can you do it? And I looked at my calendar and stuff, and I was like, well, 8 a.m. my time, 11 a.m. your time. He was right on time with the phone call.
Yeah, I remember the first 5 minutes of your phone call were talking about how nobody's on time.
He was right on time. He was listening. He agreed to the same exact agreement. Okay. So we're just about to flip the switch. In fact, I upload the theme while they're on the phone with me. I live preview it for them.
Right.
While they're on the phone with me.
Uh-huh.
As soon as I hang up, I activate the theme and I make the style changes that they asked for.
Uh-huh.
I give something back to them. They come back with, oh, well, can you make this text on these headers bolder? Okay, great. No problem. Can you change the color of this background from the light gray that it is now to a little tiny bit darker gray, like a shade or 2 darker? Sure, no problem. You're seeing how picky the requests were, right?
Yes.
You're getting free help, but you're going to demand the absolute best that person can offer you. Like you're going to demand it.
Right.
Because you've been offered, hey, I have 5 days open down the line, but right now I don't have but few hours open. So you've been offered another time frame, but you're in such a hurry that it has to happen now. And you don't discuss the fact that you want to make all these huge feature changes and you don't know how to do it. You don't discuss that with me. You just keep it in the back of your mind. And I say, okay, I'll be available for you. And then you take advantage of me being available. And by take advantage, I don't necessarily mean in a negative way. I just mean you availed yourself of the help that was there all Friday night, the whole entire Friday night.
Pretty much.
The only time I stopped responding was when we were
actively
dealing with
constructing
some couch construction. Okay? That's the only time.
Right.
That I stopped responding to him. And then I even checked my messenger before going to bed that night. Okay? And saw the message from him about, oh, you must be laughing over there, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And that's when all this started, because in a nutshell, he's accused me of purposely getting him to change his theme. That's the first thing he's accused me of, that I planned this because I told him to change his theme. But let's not forget what the real story is. The real story is he approached me in Messenger asking me how difficult would it be to change the theme because they don't feel the current theme that they have, which was a freebie that came with WordPress. They don't feel that theme is doing the job they need it to do. Nor can it. Without major customizations, in their opinion. And all the time they're not asking for my opinion. And the way they've treated me in the past is when they want my opinion, they ask for it.
Right.
When they don't ask for it, they don't want it. So since they didn't ask, I didn't offer.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm assessing it going, honey, Vay, this is not the way to do this. But all right. You know, this is how you want it.
Boy, Vay.
You know, it's like, whoa, what's wrong with you people? But anyway, Romeo, I hope you listen to this episode. I'm going to put your name in the title or something so you'll listen. Romeo, you got to hear this, dude. Who does that? Romeo will know what that means. Nobody else is going to know, and I'm the dumbest podcast host in history for doing that, but Romeo will know, and he'll laugh, so it's worth it.
Did you seriously just on-air inside joke with somebody who's not even here?
I did.
You're literally the worst.
I know. Guys, did I own it just now? Yes, I did. I said,
I just felt like somebody else had to tell you that you're the worst.
Me, I owned it. Owned it because I'm an honest dude. I own it. So here's the thing. All of that goes on. We go out the next morning after all the ha 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 things, and he ignores me on my response. We go out the next morning. We take a listen to her friend's party, and then we head off to Citadel to walk around. The whole time we're there, he's corresponding with me on Messenger. How do we do this? Can you look at this? Can you take a look at that? What do you think of this? Hey, I want to work with you guys, so here's what we did. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so clearly at this point, he can't really be convinced that I'm purposely leading him down this road to drop him off, because he's still thinking positive thoughts about us.
Right.
So the dude, literally, like we said, this guy bit off more than he could chew.
By a lot.
And decided to save face by pushing back on me. But his biggest problem is that we communicate 99.9% via Messenger. One platform. I don't have to go, oh, wait a minute, maybe he sent me that in Slack. Oh, hold on, maybe he emailed it to me. Oh, wait. And you know, frankly, that's one thing that I will definitely say about my new partner is I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's one thing that I already see of her. And I'm not saying this is the only thing. I'm just saying this is screaming out loud that she's really excellent at is she has chosen Slack as her be-all platform. Like, as a marketer, she's bought into what I consider BS from Slack's marketing team, but she's bought into the fact that Slack can be your project management tool, and it can be your team's communication device for one-on-one or group collaboration, and that it's going to fully integrate with Google Drive and Dropbox, and even your Outlook can email tasks to it. Oh, it's so amazing. You follow what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So?
I follow what you're saying, dude. I follow it.
You sure?
Yep.
Then repeat it back to me.
No.
Please?
No.
Tell me what I just said.
Slack is the Pope of the universe.
That's what people think. But it's not. But then with this one, everything of importance is in Slack.
Uh-huh.
And when that person has sent you something that's important, they might text you or email you or both. Hey, check your Slack. So my point is, she's figured out that to collaborate perfectly, you got to stick to one environment as best you can. Because otherwise you're playing the game of, well, wait a minute. Did they send that to me on Google Hangouts? Nope. Maybe it was on Skype. No. How about maybe they emailed me? Well, which email address would they have used? Well, that's an interesting one. It could be any one of three. And, maybe was it in their Asana or was it in my project management tool? Oh, or was it? See what I'm saying? Like, there's a million places that you have to search for something. But if you're a real stickler and you pick a tool and you go with it and you use it religiously the way it's supposed to be used and you force people to adhere to that who work with you, screw it. It doesn't have to be their favorite tool, but they're working with you on projects that you're giving to them that they wouldn't have if it wasn't for you in the first place. So why should you accommodate them?
Yep. I hear you.
And customer comes to you because you're the expert in the field that they want. You might accommodate them if they seem to have an organized project management structure. But if they don't, you're going to be like, yo, this is the tool we use.
Yeah.
And you kind of have that situation right now where you have the one client who already had like Asana or something like that, right?
I have that situation in 4 clients. 2 in Teamwork, 1 in Basecamp, 1 in Asana.
Interesting. So there you go. But that's the point. Those people already have it, so of course you just use theirs. They have a system. But people who don't have a system or try to manage you with a spreadsheet, yikes. Yikes. That is scary. When I see someone go, we want to see my project management tool, and I look at it and I know it's just a spreadsheet, and I'm not talking about Smartsheet. Smartsheet is the bomb. I don't know if you've ever tried that. That's the greatest spreadsheet looking project management software I've ever used. Amazing. But anyway, here's my Google Sheet of our project management. Bye. I am not signing on here. I'm out of here. Like, that's no. That is nightmarish. And things get overwritten because everybody's in the same damn spreadsheet over and over and over, and shit gets overwritten. You're just like, oh my God, I know I did that task. But doesn't say you did it. But it's done, see?
Anyway, back to communicating on one platform and his downfall.
Well, but that's his downfall is we communicated on the one platform.
Right.
And I don't have to search all over the place for the conversation. It's all right there. And anything else you heard.
Right. I'm clearly not a reliable source. Clearly only his wife knows what went on.
Yeah. So, I rambled for like a half an hour. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
pretty awesome. I never knew I could talk that much. But I'm getting comfortable here. That's the thing.
I think you're the only one who didn't know you could talk that much.
Shut up. And I think you're the only one who didn't know how rude you are.
No, I'm fully aware of how rude I am.
Jerk. What a jerk. Yogi, don't warm her up tonight. Just leave her be.
It is so freaking hot in our apartment, I would like to freeze.
Yeah, well, that's because, like you said, the neighbors downstairs have the heater cranked on high.
It was a solid 80 degrees outside today. And these butt weasels have freaking furnace turned on.
I think that's funny, butt weasels.
They are. They're butt weasels. I don't like them. I don't like anybody.
So, I was thinking.
Were you?
We just hit 40 the other day.
I am not 40.
The show is. And I was thinking that means that in like less than 2 months, we've hit 40.
Which makes sense since we podcast 24
that means that that means if in about 3 months we'll hit 100.
Okay.
We should have some kind of a contest.
It'd be more than 3 months. Because 3 months is only 90-ish days. Take 4 months.
But we're already at 40. So we only need to go after 60.
2 months. Or 4. Oh, you mean 3 more months.
Yes.
I thought you meant 3 months total.
No,
like, you're on
3
crack.
more additional months from where we are now.
You're on less crack, but still some crack.
See, I know what I'm talking about, and you just... Anyway, we should have some kind of a contest to
Can
celebrate.
we auction off the Yug Dog?
No. Celebrate. We could auction off a supervised date with the Yog Dog. That would work. You want to come and take the Yog Dog for a walk? As long as mom or dad goes along with you, everything is good.
The Yug Dog looks excited.
That's one, but you know what? Don't hold us to that yet. We have not announced that as an official prize. But the point is, we should have some kind of celebration.
It's an official prize.
Well, I can see some jerk out there trying to sue us so they can go steal the Yog Dog. Come on now.
I gotcha.
So I'm covering myself legally there.
So sometime in May we will have a contest.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. And now you and I have to put a task in our new project management software. Productive.
You're ridiculous. Sounds like a you thing.
So we need to put a task in there to be like,
win a walk with the Yog Dog.
yo, dude, we need a contest. Walk with the Yog Dog. That'd be 3rd place.
Walk with the Yog Dog comes filled with growls and distrust.
Work out at the gym with Mike. That's number 1. That's the most fun anyone could ever have.
Did you hear what I said?
No.
The walk with the Yog Dog comes with many growls and distrust.
Oh my god, I could just see him too.
Let's just say the Yog Dog tried to intimidate an armed security guard today. That is our dog. That is our dog.
And yet, you can sit at your computer and get mad at it and go, what is your problem? And the next thing, the dog is up behind me on the top of the couch and he's shivering like a leaf in the wind.
Yeah, because he's afraid of Rage Voice. But
he's not. But he thinks he's bigger than a big old giant security guard with a gun.
I can't even.
What
he's
the
so
hell?
Ridiculous.
He's gonna get you killed one day. That's nuts. I don't know what to tell you.
Absolutely nuts.
You know what though? The wind has been insane today.
The wind was also insane yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what wind
what
like
it's
this?
called?
You know what? The Santa Ana winds.
Good job! You're becoming a Californian. Look out!
You know what wind like this is called in Canada, in like Lethbridge, southern Alberta area? When it's
a soft breeze.
Strong ass wind with super warm, like out of character temperatures. It's called a Chinook. And it makes the clouds do funky arches over the mountains. It's really neat.
I would like to see that. Maybe one day.
I think I've sent you a picture of a Chinook arch before.
You know, it has been very windy, though. Very windy.
Yeah, like ripping branches off the trees.
Yeah, big old branch of, like, pine tree with, like, thorns on it. Holy hell, I hope that didn't hit anybody when it came down.
It didn't have thorns.
Yes, it did.
I felt no thorns. I think the thorns were all in your head.
No, all the thorns are in you now. Where they belong.
I just don't think there was any thorns in that piece right in the middle where I grabbed it.
Maybe not, but there definitely was where I was. And up top.
Or at least pointy.
Damn thing. It was huge. It was a big piece.
It was at least 7 feet long.
That's crazy.
Ugh.
Well, I think it's time to sign the bleep off. What do you say, woman?
I could go for that.
All right, then. Well.
Take care, everyone. Chat at your face tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Hey, this is Mike, and I just wanted to tell you that if you enjoyed the show, and I truly hope you did, you can subscribe on iTunes or Google Play and not miss a single episode. But if you happened to miss an episode, and you didn't find it on Google Play or iTunes for some reason, you could go to our website, which is theNightlyRant.wordpress.com.